Get ready to take a look behind the scenes and enter the impossible for the Between Two Minds podcast with our hosts, Judge Mentalist and Bernardo Rodriguez. Can they really tell you what you're thinking?
Good afternoon, everybody. It is Judge Mentalist here again from the Michigan Hypnosis Conference, doing another back-to-back interview with you. Here we are now chatting in the world of clinical hypnosis with my friend, the amazing, the wonderful Lori Donnelly. Good afternoon and welcome.
Good afternoon. How are you guys?
So Lori, you gave your talk earlier yesterday in the conference. It was super interesting, and again, for me, not coming from a clinical background, it was. Well, I'm going to say it. It was eye-opening, which fits very, very well with what it is that you do. So for anybody who's unaware, let's talk about IEMT,
okay,
for which you are, and for anybody that is interested in, from a clinical standpoint, doing IEMT, Lori is the only certified trainer in the United States.
Well, there are a couple of others, but they're not training.
Okay, so the only active certified trainer in IEMT in the United States. So make it more than an acronym. Let's talk about what it is.
So IEMT is Integral Eye Movement Technique, and really it could be used in your world because it does have the party trick, and the party trick is kind of what we did yesterday, where we take a negative memory and we just kind of mess with your brain for about 40 seconds, and all of a sudden it's just not there anymore. So it feels like a party trick, but it's not. It's really how your brain processes memories on a daily basis anyway. So for what I do with IEMT, Integral Eye Movement Technique, is I generally work with trauma, PTSD, and severe trauma, like the worst of the worst things that can happen to a human.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can imagine them having relief from that in about 40 seconds from a memory from that, that's how profound this technique can be. And that's just the party trick. That's not the whole scope of IEMT and the protocol and the therapy that it involves.
That's incredibly wild, because from a concept, people that are dealing with deep-rooted trauma deal with it for decades and decades and decades.
Yeah.
And I guess as you mentioned in your talk, a lot of that comes from people not from burying it, from not properly processing it. And with what you're doing and what you're training people to do, opens those doors and allows people to naturally process what they weren't processing.
Yeah. So our brains do this automatically about everything every day anyway. So if it doesn't have an emotional component, then the brain's just like, oh, that's interesting, and it moves on. So what the eye movements do is allow the brain to look at that and to see the whole picture rather than just stuck in the emotion around that event that took place. And truthfully, if you think about people that have, the fight or flight or whatever that is, they're just hoping to preserve their life. Mm-hmm. They're trying to stay alive. So that thing hurt me, and now I'd like to have that not hurt me anymore. So I'm going to notice everything that feels like that, so I'm prepared that it won't hurt me. The thing is what hurt us at 7, at 10, at 15 doesn't hurt us as a 47 or 57 or even a 20 or 30-year-old. It's like we have knowledge and wisdom that we're not bringing into that. So with IEMT, we not only work with the negative memories, how they learn to feel the way they do about things, those triggers that come up that make all of a sudden you feel like you're 5 in a situation. Or how many of you know people that they act like a 5-year-old in a situation, and you're kind of going, where did that come from? It's just they have an emotional imprint. And then we work on the identity as well. How did they learn to be the way they are? Most people aren't walking around angry, but I have a lot of clients that'll come in for anger issues or for fear or for jealousy. And if you talk to other people, they just don't feel that all the time. But for these people, it's a very familiar emotion. And so we look at those as well.
That's incredible. I mean, just the ability to do that type of change work, like, doing everything that I do on the stage side of things, all just funny stuff, entertainment, everything like that, being able to come to a conference like this and get exposed to and dig into that clinical world is just, it's tempting. And it's, I know that there are a lot of other professionals out there that are great at doing it. So for me, that's a great resource to refer people to.
Yeah.
Where do you normally do this?
Okay, so I live in Southern California, about an hour north of LA. I have an office in Woodland Hills, California, and I have an office on my ranch, which is Wolf Creek Ranch or Wolf Creek Wellness, which is part of my company. And I do small retreats there where we have other things other than just hypnotherapy retreats. We do a little sound bath sometimes. We do yoga. If you go to my website, there's people who do massage. They'll come to your home locally. And so it's just really two places that I work, but I work on Zoom and I work all over the world. So if you are in the Netherlands or in the UK or in, Beirut or Lebanon, I am there. And additionally, we've just added complex war trauma to the protocol. And this is where we're working with people with phantom limb syndrome and phantom limb pain. So it's a whole nother aspect, which is really profoundly devastating what's going on across the planet right now and the bombs that are coming in. And, so people are really suffering, and we have a whole protocol that works with the pain of that and just phantom limb in general.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So we posted in the description, you will find links to not only your practice's website, but also for any practitioners out there who are interested in exploring and seeking training in the IEMT therapy. That link is in there as well. Where else will people find you? I know that you're talking about doing the Heartland Hypnosis Conference.
Heartland Hypnosis, and in that's May and April, and then in May I'll be down at IACT down in Orlando. So if anybody's there, and then next year I just got the confirmation that I'll be back at HypnoThoughts Live for 2025, where I'll be teaching this in person, possibly. They've sent me the link offering me to possibly do that, and of course I'll probably be doing a couple of workshops as well.
Excellent, wonderful.
And also every Wednesday at 3:30, I do a Wednesday workshop. Anyone and everyone, all they have to do is send me a message. I'll get them on that email list. They can pop in and either experience IEMT, ask questions, and watch all my trainees practice IEMT online every Wednesday. So I support my people for a solid forever, but they can come to my trainings for a year after the initial training.
Excellent. So that is every Wednesday, 3:30 p.m. Pacific
Standard Time, yes.
So Pacific, 3:30. If you're on the East Coast, which a lot of us are, and that's where we are in Michigan, that'll be 6:30, right? Did I do that right?
That's right. That's right. If you're in the UK, it's 2 a.m.
I didn't even leave time zone. I'm having trouble translating.
You got it.
Zones. Bear with me. Awesome. Well, it was great spending time with you. It was great, meeting you here at the conference and
you too, Judge.
Being on your talk. Any last words before we get going?
No, I really think that everyone out there, when you're ready to change, allow change to happen for you. And a lot of us hypnotists here, and as this is what you're looking at here, we are here to help people grow and change and be the best they can be.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. Everybody go out there, be the best that you can be. You heard it here. That's words to live by.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. See you guys on.
Thank you for tuning in to the Between Two Minds Behind the Scenes podcast. Be sure to follow us on social media under Between Two Minds with the number 2 instead of TWO, or under Enter the Impossible. Thank you, and we hope to see you back for the next episode.